It ain't locked up. Alright, welcome back. So, we got two piston kits this time for the YZ80. I got a 48.5 millimeter and I think a 48.49 millimeter, I think. So, I ended up ordering two because this one came from the UK. It's a Wossner piston kit. That's the part number. And I bought it from the UK because the other piston kit, I sent it back to XR only. They actually sent it back to Wossner. It's the same company. I guess they're the same. Wossner's company is the #1 piston, aftermarket piston manufacturer or something. Anyway, they called me and said, well, XR's only sent the piston kit to them and they couldn't give me a refund because I bought it through XR only, and XR's only would have to get a refund from them. Big thing. I said, just send me the next size up piston kit after the 48 millimeter, and they said this is a 49. So out of both of these piston kits, either we'll have to get it bored or we're going to go with the next size up. Oh, this is cool. They sent me some candy. Look at that. It's the most Wossnerful time of the year. And some candy. That's cool. Thank you. The guy I talked to was real nice. So this is a 48.95 millimeter. A little bit different part number. So let's see which one will fit in the cylinder. Alright, so let's try this 48.95 millimeter first. Let's see what it fits like. Now this would be the third size up, I believe. This is the last piston size. It's 95 millimeters, so it's like almost 49 millimeter. Got the wrist pin, rings. That one's just a shy too big. So if I was to run this one, I will definitely have to get it bored, because that is the next size up. So that one will not work. Let's try this other cylinder, which is, I think it's on the same bore. This is the one that had the scar down the side. Same. So we got an option with that. You can get it bored, and if this other 48 millimeter won't fit, so let's try the 48-45 millimeter. So that'd be what, 15 millimeters smaller, something like that. I don't know. good cylinder? Yeah, this is a good cylinder. Fits in there. Pretty doggone tight. You want just a little play. I don't know. Let's put the rings on it and see. Wrong box. Let's put the rings on it. See how tight it is. It's pretty tight. It's better than that 47 millimeter we had before. Now this is a one ring piston. So I can actually build that other bike, the other YZ, but the crank bearing, rod bearing's got a little bit of play in it I didn't like. So we could build it and just bore the cylinder. Well, the other cylinder needs to be bored anyway because, I don't know where I go that way. Because it's got that scrape down the side. I could have got my money back from XRs only, but the way dude explained to me, it was going to be kind of a hassle. So I told him just send me the last piston size. I think I better put some oil in there. I got a little lube. Just to be safe. I want to scratch the piston wall up. I mean the cylinder wall. My bad. So the arrow's got to be facing the exhaust. Oh, that piston's tight. Let the oil run down there a little bit. That's gonna do it there. That's pretty decent. So I say we run this we run this 45 millimeter. See what the ring gap looks like. Oh yeah. It's probably hard for you guys to see if I got a light, but that ring gap is spot on. I don't know if you guys can see it though. If you can see the ring gap. I mean, it's tight. It is really tight. The little light you're seeing is where the pin on the piston sits, but you can't see a gap where the two ends of the rings meet. I mean, let's see. It's kind of hard to see, but it's tight. So we're gonna go with the 45 millimeter, and we'll save the 49 for another build. So I'm gonna put the ring back in the baggie. I'm gonna put the piston back in the plastic or paper, and we're going to get the bottom end over here I'm just gonna put this in here for right now, and we're gonna put it together. We're gonna get it together. We are going to get it together. So let's get at it. Let's get this little YZ going. All right, so let's go ahead and start sticking this top end together finally on this YZ80. So we got our new piston kit, of course, and we are ready to start putting this thing together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour a little 2-cycle oil down in the crankcase. Really, these two little holes right here on each side, that's what oils, your 2-cycle oil goes down inside of here, and that's what oils the bearings. So you want to make sure that if you're going to rebuild one, just pour a little oil down in there. And I'm going to pour some oil on the rod bearing here in the center. Just a little 2-cycle oil. You want to make sure that bearing is not dry when you put these together, because 2-cycle oil, it will separate from the gas and it will lube. So that's what lubes your crank bearings, rod bearings. So I'm gonna pour just a tad of oil. I mean, it might smoke a little bit, but I'm gonna give it a couple little kicks. Just to get it where it's gonna lube it all up. And then I'm gonna bring it around to top dead center. And then we're gonna put the piston and ring on there. So this is our piston that is the 45 millimeter. That's the one that we're going to use for the cylinder. So it's a 1-ring piston, so it's real simple. Make sure when you put the ring on there that the piston has a little pin right on the side right here. When you put that ring on there, you want the end of your ring gaps to line up with that pin. It's a little pin. That way when the ring closes in, both ends is matching. If you don't, and you try and slam the cylinder on there, and that, see how your ring doesn't sit flush and it's over the top of that pin? If you don't have this ring flush between those two pins, you slam that cylinder on there, you're gonna bend the ring. That's what happened to the other piston. They tried to slam it on there, didn't have it lined up, bent the ring. So what I'm gonna do, we got our little rod bearing for the piston. We got man, they got that pretty tight. We got our new piston pin. So I'm gonna put a little oil on the pin bearing, you always want to oil it up too, lube it up, because that bearing rides inside. It's kind of tight. I might need to clean that out with some, oh, there it is. We'll go in the other side. It's kind of a tight fit. They didn't give me the rod bearing, upper rod bearing with the, well, it fits good when it's not in the crank. Let me see the other one. They didn't give me a new pin, a new bearing. I think this needs to be cleaned out a little bit. Probably need to take, yeah, it's got a little rust inside there. Let me take a piece of emery cloth. We don't want all that trash getting in there. I actually got a wire brush. We'll try with the emery cloth first. Take a piece of emery cloth. That's not gonna work. I got a wire brush. I think I got a small one somewhere. I guess I don't have one that small. Might wrap a piece of emery cloth on a screwdriver. Yeah, that's a lot of rust in there. I didn't even think to clean that out. Maybe I can get a small socket. Yeah, that works better. Take a small socket, wrap some emery cloth around it. Don't want any rust. In there. Now let's try this. It fits good now. Need to clean up a little bit more. Let me get a new piece. Worked good the first time. So I'm just gonna clean this out. Get some brake cleaner, just a little bit. There we go. We'll put some oil on there too. You want to make sure this bearing works in there freely. You don't want that to have trash. So now we need the piston. Now on the pistons you got the arrow. The arrow got to face the exhaust. So you want the arrow to face the exhaust, not the intake. It's got to face the exhaust. So when you put this piston on there, make sure your arrow is facing the exhaust, not the intake. So we got to put our piston clips in, because your piston comes with two little clips. So we need to put, let me get a rag. And let me get something else too. Alright, got to put these little clips. You put one on one side and you put the last side in once you get the piston on the rod. And you got to be very, very careful not to let these things fly off. And another thing too, when you put these little clips on the piston, you want to make sure that the closed end is facing this little opening here. See, on your piston you have that little, it looks like a little round opening. The closed end of the clip, it's got to face that. You don't want the open end facing that way. And they can be a job to put in. You can actually put it in there with the open end, and then you can take something and spin it around. This is a little bitty piston, so it's kind of hard to I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the Alright, so it took me a minute to get this little clip inside of the piston. I had to actually turn it sideways and mess around with it, take the pin and kind of push on it from the back side to get it lined up. But you want the closed end facing that little opening right there. So now we just got to get the piston on the rod, and that clip to go on the other side is going to be tricky. So what you want to do, make sure you got your rag covering the bottom end so you won't drop anything down in there that you're going to have to fish out. Get you a little 2-cycle oil, oil your bearing up, Oil your pin up, kind of lube it up a little bit with some oil. A little bit too much oil. So you want to start your pin in on the side where the clip isn't, which I should have put it on the other side, so I can be on that side, on my right side, knocking it in. I almost screwed up there. So anyway, this piston will fit between there. So you slide your piston on the rod, slide your wrist pin all the way through till it touches the other clip. And now the tricky part is getting that little clip in the piston. If it was a bigger piston, it wouldn't be so bad. But by it being a smaller piston, it's gonna be a job. Bigger pistons usually work out better when you're messing with the wrist pin. So make sure your bottom end is all sealed up, because you don't want to drop nothing down in there. Then you got to get a magnet. So this little water pump housing is in my way on this side. I wish I would have put it on the other side. Yeah, this is gonna be a job here, a real job getting this. Man, that thing is so tiny. This motor's kind of awkward. I got it sitting on something. The oil's not helping. I don't see how I'm gonna get that thing in there. I might have to turn the motor on its side, lay it up on the side. It's gonna be the only way I can do this, is lay it up on the side and get that clip in there, because it flipped out. Oh, I see it. I told you, you got to make sure you got a good place to work. I mean, we got some more, but Make sure it's in there flush, because you don't want the clip to pop out, because it will stick out and tear up your cylinder. I mean, destroy it. A little of my oil ran out too. Alright, so now we got, let me make sure. So now we got to put the cylinder on. Cylinder goes on next. So I'm gonna take some 2-cycle oil and put some 2-cycle oil on the piston and the rings, lube it up good, and put some lube on the inside of the cylinder also. Heater kicked on. So I'm gonna get the cylinder and trying to give me a little room here. So let's get the cylinder and take me some 2-cycle oil on my hand. Kind of wipe it down. Don't want a dry cylinder. You want it to be lubed up really good. So when you put that piston and rings in there, it don't start up dry. And we gotta put the gasket on. Don't forget the gasket. Put some lube on the piston. I'm gonna take this rag off. You don't have to use silicone on the head gasket. I've never had a 2-stroke head gasket leak. Where's our gasket at? Where did I put the head gasket? I mean cylinder gasket. Oh, it's in front of my face. It's got like a little tab on it. I don't know which way it faces. I guess it don't matter. Well, yeah, it would, because it's shaped. Yeah, it's got to go like that. Pay attention to your gaskets too, because they're cut inside to match the cylinder and the bottom end. Okay, so the gasket's on. So let's get the cylinder ready. Try and get some of this oil off my hands. Alright, I'm gonna put some more lube in this cylinder. I want to make sure it's good and lubed up. And also this water pump housing seal, I'm gonna put some little oil on it too, because it's got to slide inside of that housing. The kit didn't come with a new seal, so I had to find one. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. So, like I was saying about the ring clip, where's it at? Don't tell me it's at the back. Where are you? Okay, it's at the back. Great. That little pin that's between the rings is at the back. This is gonna be fun. So the cylinder's got to go on the studs like so. And you gotta make sure that those ring ends, or the pin that between the ring ends, and your ring ends meet. Because if they don't, you're screwed. It's probably how they messed up. I'm gonna turn the engine my way so I can get a better look at it, because I can't. All right, we got it slid on there, safe and sound. But I got to get this O-ring to pop down inside of the housing. So I might have to take my rubber mallet. Just give it some light taps, I guess. The reason why I didn't take this water pump spout off, because I don't have a gasket. It didn't come with a gasket for some strange reason. I don't know why. But you can kick it over. Make sure it turns over nice. And it does. The piston's pretty tight too. Just give it some light kicks over. So now we got to put the head on. So we got the head gasket, which it goes like that. Goes like that. So this has this little tab sticking down, and you can see right on the front of the head, it's shaped just like this gasket. So you don't have to put any, I mean, you could put some copper coat, which I might, because I hate for it to start leaking sometimes these surfaces is not smooth anymore. I might put a smidge of copper coat gasket maker. I'm starting to have flashbacks of the Polaris 400 I did. I put it all together with no copper coat, and I had a coolant leak. We'll just put a little bit. Spray on gasket stuff. And I gotta get the head bolts. And the head. Which I hope I got all the bolts, because as you know, we got this bike in a million pieces. Should be 4 washers. Look like we're missing a washer. Flat washer. Found one closest to what I need. So now, what I'm gonna do, I'm spray a little of this copper coat or copper gasket. Oop. Spray a little bit on the east side of the gasket. Cause I don't want to hit gasket leak. Some people don't do it, but like I say, after that last thing with that Polaris 400 I put together, you can go back and watch that video. It had a head gasket leak. So I'm thinking it goes like that. It can't go the other way. Or does it go like that? I gotta figure out which way the head goes on. Let me do some little Googling here, because I don't know. Do I see a picture? Okay. Oop, got a good picture of it there. So it looks like the hose is facing the carburetor. So it's got to go on like that. So yeah, that's how it goes. Let me look at another picture just to be sure. Yeah. Like I said, this thing was in pieces, so I don't know. So should we spray the gasket? I'll just lightly spray the head. I got it on there. I didn't want it to be in the middle of the piston. So it goes like that. And then we got our little washers. A little washer that's kind of like the washer. I probably had some new lock nuts over there. I didn't think to even look. It's too late. These are 13 millimeters. 13 millimeters. Make sure that I couldn't see how much battery life I had left. I didn't want to lose you guys. You want to tighten these kind of in a crisscross. Just kind of snug them. I have to look up the torque specs. All right, so we are tight. We are all together. I guess we can kick it over, I guess. I got the Kickstarter way too far down. Oh, she got compression. Ooh. Let me roll it to the end. Oh yeah. She got compression. Well, I guess that's where the Kickstarter goes. So anyway, we got our top end back together. I gotta put the intake off of this intake here on the other head. The boot's kind of hard. It's not cracked. We need to check the reeds too. So we need to take the intake off of it, put it on this one, and we got us a brand new carburetor for it. That's going to work out great, even though I didn't look in the old one. So we're going to slide her over here, and we got to get this intake off of here. That is a 7/16. Ooh, them bolts are tight. Ooh, them bolts are tight. Look like somebody put too long of bolts because they got some nuts on there. I'm about to put that in a vise and get that loose. I hope I don't have to heat them up. I hope they're the right bolts. It's missing one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this intake off of here. I'm gonna have to put it in the vise, probably heat these bolts up, get them out, check the reeds. Like I said, get this intake on the motor with the new gasket. And is that loose? Is that on the right side? I was looking at my, which way does the cable go? Oh, it pulls that way. I was looking at the clutch spring. Look like that spring ain't broke. I have to go look at the other motor. The spring that makes it return, it's either broke or it sprung around. I didn't see that. For the clutch arm. Well, ain't no taking that back apart. I don't even know how you would get that. You have to break down the bottom end, I think. I mean, it's just a return spring for the arm. I guess I'll look at the other motor and see what's up with that. But anyway, I'm gonna get this intake off, get it on there, and then I got a new sprocket for it, and we will put it on the bike and start dressing the bike back up. Hopefully get this thing fired up, get some oil in the bottom end and everything, and see what she's gonna do. So I got the motor in. I had ordered a new chain guide for the swing arm. That's what I was waiting on before I put the motor in, because you got to pull the swing arm out to put that chain slider. It kind of hooks over the edge of the swing arm, and then the bolt goes through the motor and the swing arm. Kind of threw some little aluminum paint on the swing arm a little bit because it was all rusted where the chain had been rubbing it, and the sticker was peeled off. So engine's in, got the clutch cable on, got the stator wired up to the wire harness on the bike, and I was just putting the carburetor in, and I got to looking. So this cylinder here, the carburetor kicks out on an angle, so the air box will not even line up to hook to the back of the carb, because this cylinder kicks out at an angle. And I got to thinking about it. This cylinder here is off the 84, because the 84 has a different type of air box, and it's kind of bigger and bulkier, and it points more to the right side of the bike. And I don't know if there's some kind of boot that goes on here, because this cylinder here is actually the 83 cylinder, and this cylinder, the carburetor comes out, the intake comes out straight. Well, I took that intake boot off of this head cylinder, and two of the bolts had broke off. One of them was kind of stripped. Somebody tried to tap and die it, looked like, so they put the wrong threads in there. So that's what happened. This cylinder here is actually the 83 cylinder. That cylinder is actually the 84 cylinder. If this cylinder was on this bike with that angle, that carburetor line right up with the boot, I mean the back of the air box. I think it's supposed to be a boot on there too, but I didn't know. I thought they was the same. It's the same bore and everything. It's just that Yamaha in 83, they had a straighter intake port. In 84, they went with this angle intake port, which kicks the carburetor out to the side. Everything else is the same, except for the airbox. So I'm kind of at a loss here. I don't know whether to take that airbox out, that bike, but some of the mounting is different, and put it in this frame, which I think that frame, they look like the same frame, but then I would have to run, I think, this side cover, because this is a two-piece side cover, and this is how you get, I think you can get into the airbox on the side. This is a two-piece side cover. Now this airbox here is actually complete. It's got the, yeah, you can get into that airbox through the side. It has the filter housing. So it's either run that or try and make some kind of extension or something so it can hook up to that airbox in this frame, or see if I can find an intake boot off a later model that the intake boot points straight ahead instead of at an angle, and try and get it to hook up to the airbox that way. So I'm just going to have to just do some thinking. I really don't want to run the side covers on this bike because then it'd be mismatched. I was trying to keep this bike all 83, and that airbox, if it'll fit in that frame, I see one difference is the mounting tab there, and the mounting tab on this bike is up here. So I don't know. I kind of wish I would just put that one together. But I didn't know that the carburetors, I mean not the carburetors, but the intake ports was going to be different. So I'm going to do some thinking, see if I can come up with something. I hate to run one of those aftermarket air filters, the little cone filters. I really want to run the factory style air boxes, but I'm going to see if I can try and hunt up an intake boot that might work, and if that works, then we can run the 83 airbox. Just keep this bike all together. But by the way, this chain slider here was a OEM part, new old stock part that I got from a guy off eBay. It was still in the original package, so with the original part number and everything. Plus I'm waiting on a chain roller too, but that ain't nothing there. But alright, let me go to the thinking table, see what I'm gonna do. Alright, good people, it's time to crank the 1983 YZ80. I had to do a few modifications. I had to change the airbox, take the airbox off the 84 because the 84 airboxes are different than the 83. And like I showed, the cylinder head on the 83s, well the 84s rather, the intake port comes out at an angle. So therefore I had to run the 84 airbox. The frames are a little bit different, but I was able to get the airbox in there. We got the exhaust on, carburetor. I verified that the fuel tank shut-off petcock works. Clean the tank out. What else? We got the radiator all hooked up. I haven't put any coolant in it yet. I wanted to do that with y'all, and it don't have any fuel in it. So let's go ahead and oh yeah, we got oil in it too. And I had to relocate the shock gas bottle to the front. It used to bolt back, well, it used to sit in this bracket right here. On the 84s, they're right here because this airbox is kind of big and bulky, so they had to move it up there. So no big deal. I mean, if I had to do it over, I would have used 84 cylinder head or the 83 cylinder head. I would have used the 83 cylinder head, then I could have used the other air box, the original air box. Plus we're going to have to run the 84 side cover on this side, because part of the side cover is the cover that covers the box. Luckily, when I ordered the air filter, it was for a 84, not an 83. So 2 bikes, bunch of different parts. So let's see if we can get this thing cranked up. I'm going to go ahead and put some fuel in it and some coolant, and hopefully a couple kicks, and this thing will fire right up and run pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some fuel. Well, let's put some coolant in it first, make sure we don't have any leaks. Should be good. We put new water pump seals and all that. Hopefully the radiator doesn't have a gigantic hole in it. It don't take much to fill these little radiators up. Ooh, a lot of air in there. So far I don't see, I see something leaking. Head gasket's leaking already. Let me see, can I snug it down? That's a bad sign. Same thing that happened on that Polaris. I put some gasket spray on sealer. I guess I didn't torque the head good enough, so it might smoke quite a bit. Are these 13mm bolts? Right off the bat, if I wasn't videoing, this wouldn't even be happening. Let's see. Should be. Torque it down. It's actually a 13. Let me wipe the cylinder head off, make sure we don't have any leaks, and I'll find a 13mm wrench. Man, I hate that. Didn't even give me a chance. I couldn't find the torque specs on the head. looks like we might have it sealed. Like I say, if it cranks and really smokes real bad, I mean, I'm gonna pre-mix it kind of heavy anyway, but we checked the oil and it's got coolant and stuff in it, then we'll know that the head gasket didn't seal. See how much it went down. It's still holding up here in the radiator, so we might have it sealed. I just didn't get it torqued good enough. Alright, I don't see anything leaking. Just want to take precaution before I even attempt to crank it. You're not supposed to use silicone or nothing on these head gaskets, but it almost make you want to. Alright, so I think we got that situated. So let's get some gas in it. Check it one more time. My hand's pretty dry. Let me go on that side and check one more time. I think it's just remnants of one thing about water-cooled dirt bikes, you have to make sure all your seals are good, your gaskets are good. I don't see anything. It was still full in the radiator, so let's go ahead and put some gas in it. Got some premix. I'm pre-mixed it kind of heavy. Did I see a drip? Was that gas? Where was that coming from? Oh. I might need to tighten up on the water pump housing screws. I knew I seen a little drip coming from somewhere. Like I fix one problem, then go to the next. It might have a teeny weeny leak on that gasket on the water pump housing, but I'm gonna turn the gas on, see what it fill up the. Yep, fill the filter up. So we'll cut that off. So the only thing we can do now is just see what she's gonna do. It's either going to blow or go, you know. Oh, and I did check it for spark, so let's see here. All right, here goes nothing. I need to get the seat. At least I can have something to sit on. Fingers crossed. I don't have the chain on it. Alright, I'm gonna turn the gas on. Pray to God the China brand carburetor don't leak. Looks like the fuel going in there. Looks like it. It's off. It's on. Oh yeah, I see it. I think it is. Alright. Enough yabbing. How many kicks? 15? None. I don't think we're getting any fuel. Filter look kind of dry. Let me make sure we're getting some fuel. Hey, I found a strap. That's what holds the tank down. This thing to gain some weight. I think that's holding. Let's go around something else. Let's make sure we got fuel, because it looks like it. Ow! That little Kickstarter needs some padding on it. Oh yeah, we got fuel. Plenty of fuel. Probably done flooded it. Let's see. That's gas off. So I guess we don't need a. I'm gonna leave the gas off because it might be flooded. Let's try it now. See what we got. Ain't got nothing. This doggone seat is moving on me. We ain't got no start. Whew. I'm gonna have to recheck the firing, make sure it's still firing. Okay. Come on. The petcock was cutting off at first. Alright, gas is off. Carburetor should be full. Wonder should we spray it with something? Let me check, make sure we still got fire. Should have popped, spit, or something. I bet you I'm gonna have to probably give it a little whiff or something. Gap can be a little bit bigger. Let's see if it's still. Yeah, we still got fire. Plug's a little on the iffy side. All right, let's try that. Let's give that a shot and see what to do. This thing done gained some weight since I put all the stuff on there. All right. Got a fuel leak, but it runs, but it's leaking fuel. It's leaking fuel from that fuel line. Man, she cranked like second kick. I gotta fix that fuel leak right quick. Sounds good. Let me fix that fuel leak. Alright, so I had to fix that fuel leak on it and everything. So let's see what it do now. Took a break right quick. Let's see what she fire up now. Let's see, gas is on. Why ain't we cranking? For some reason we ain't cranking again. I can't tell if that fuel filter's got gas in it or not. I don't want to take that fuel line off to find out. Should have fuel in there. Oh, I see it. Got gas in there. Should fire right up. This doggone seat keep moving. Huh. Let me shoot it with some starter fluid again. I'm about to put like a little piece of hose on that Kickstarter, because that thing will wear your little foot out. I wish I can crank it on the stand, but it'll go whoop. It'll flip over backwards if I try and kickstart it on the stand. Compression, oh, it's all right. Maybe once it runs, those rings or seat could use a spark plug. Spark plug's kind of iffy. Yeah, we got fire. I might have flooded it. This'll get her going. Let's try that. I've been moved all over the shop in a minute. There it goes. Let's see if we restart right quick. Fire right back up. So I knew once it runs and those rings get seated in the cylinder again and everything, it'll pan out. Sounds real crispy though. We'll let it cool off. It was starting to get kind of warm. Yeah, it's just getting warm. You don't want to run them, these water coolers get too hot idling around. It's not good on them. You want air flowing through the radiator. They don't have cooling fans on it, so. But like I said, I got it mixed a little bit too heavy, and I did that so everything will be nice and oil, plus all the oil I put in the bottom end. I didn't tighten the bottom motor mount bolt. Where did that come from? Is it the bottom? A nut mysteriously popped up from somewhere. Where did that come from? Oh, it's the Kickstarter. I didn't tighten the Kickstarter back up. I was like, where'd that come from? Mysteriously appeared on the other side over there. But anyway, I gotta still put the plastics on. We gotta do the brakes, and I got to put the new back tire. I got a new back tire for it. So we'll put that new back tire on. Front tire's all right, back tire's slick and dry rotted. I got a new back tire and tube. And I got some new handlebar grips for it. And hopefully, and put the chain on it. So hopefully the clutch and stuff pans out and we can take this thing for a spin. So I'm going to start getting ready to button it all up, and we got some crazy weather, rain, high winds, so hopefully all that'll clear out next day or two, and we'll get it out and ride it. Alright, here it is. The 1983 Yamaha YZ80. It's all put together. We got the new back tire on it. Got the chain on it. Went through the brakes. Got them working. Kind of stitched up the rear fender here. You know, this fender was in real bad shape. I used my plastic stitching kit from Amazon. And she is all together, or he, or whatever. So anyway, got the front brakes dialed in. Still can use some little bit more cleaning up, but pressed for time. We got rain coming in, so I want to get it out and ride it before that happens. And Christmas is like 2 days away. So I at least wanted to get this video done before Christmas, because I'll be tied up with the family and stuff, and I probably won't be able to do no ride, no videoing. So anyway, I am going to get it off the stand, get my gear. Let's see what this thing do what it's supposed to do in the dirt. Well, let me tell you something. That little bike there, when it gets up in the power band, it just wants to flip you over backwards. I mean, this little 80 has got all kind of power. I got to do a little adjusting on the clutch. I think I got it adjusted a little bit too tight. There's no free play in it, so I couldn't really do a good hole shot. But yeah, this thing, it will definitely surprise you. But I'm glad to see it back running again after it sat all that time, and it wasn't parted out or anything. So it'll be a good bike for somebody. Like I said, I got a little bit more work to do to it, and it'll be a-okay. So this is bike number 1 that we got done from Flat Broke Garage buddy Steve. So we're gonna carry on to the next bike, which will be the TS185. So y'all watch that video as soon as it come out. This thing here, probably gonna put it up for sale. See if somebody want to buy it. It and the other one, the 84. I'll just sell them in a pair. So any of you guys out there, any of you are interested in an 83 and an 84 YZ80, you can drop a comment below, or you can shoot me an email at rpmauto780@yahoo.com, and we'll set up a price and everything, and see if you want to own these things, because they're a little bit too small for me. This thing's pretty dangerous. I mean, once you get up in the power band, it just wants to lift the front wheel up. I was trying to shift and play with the clutch and everything, and yeah. But like I say, you clean that tank up, do a little bit more on it, and that bike will look really good. But I'm gonna ride a little bit more. It's going to get dark soon, so I'm gonna ride a little bit more out here, and I'm gonna go ahead and head in. Just wanted to do a ride on this thing before Christmas came in, and I get too busy with the family, and give y'all a video to watch while you're at home. You got a little time away from the family or whatever, you can watch the video on the YZ80. So as always, like, share, subscribe, comments, check out the first channel, RPM Auto, and if there's anything you see on this channel here, whether it's four-wheelers or whatever, just hit me up. Like I said, you can email me, and y'all want to own it, hey, I'll sell it to you. I'll let you know if it's something I want to keep, but this right here would be good for like a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, something like that. I mean, a grown person can ride it, but it really needs to go to like a kid that's just getting off like a Pee-wee 50 or 80 or something, or you know, a small bike and want to get into 2-stroke or a bigger 2-stroke. This would be good for them. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.